Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab in the wee hours of the morning while I do what I do for you. That's the way I like it. I got a good lesson for you today. Hope you enjoyed. You've been enjoying the other one, so let's keep it going. Let's rock. Writism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. The message is in the story for life. These are life lessons. You can learn them and live by them. They can help you out. That's the purpose. Let's go. Right Thinker's mission, and I'm on it, doggone it. You know how I do. Is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Know yourself a little bit better. It's always a good thing. Excuse me. Right thinking is way of life, and it is a way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is to get all right thinkers to do just that. You became a right thinker to do just that. Know thyself. I'm giving you the life lessons and some of the guidelines to help you do just that. All you gotta do is put the work in. Pay attention, tune in, and put yourself in a position to be a better you. Let's go. Know thyself. That's what you want to do. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. You can disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You can teach them. Yeah, they want to learn. They want to listen and pay attention because they know they don't know. So they give you their undivided and they let you teach them. I like them. Stay tuned. I got you. That's why I do what I do. It's for you. A person who knows not and believe that they know, you know how I feel about them, they're dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep. Like most people, this time in the morning, it's all good. I got you. I can awaken you with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you too. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons, they reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself. And to my eye, be true. Today, you see what I'm wearing. The eye. So right thinkers, you know how I feel about that. We're gonna have some fun. Because today we're gonna talk about third eye vision. What is that? Spiritual vision. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the third eye. The one that wink, not the one that stink. Let's go. Third eye, the AKA all seeing eye, the eye of Ra, the eye of Horus. Okay, some people say the evil eye, the eye of providence, all that they call the eye everything, but the real use of it is for spiritual vision. The vision of the third eye is all mental and spiritual. It has insight, but it's all what? But it's a way of life that you can aspire to live by. Once you get awakened, once the third eye open, you have clairvoyance, you have inner insight. So all those things come with opening the third eye, aka the pineal gland. But how you open it? With the oil, the Christos, the Christ oil that you do by what? Living a righteous lifestyle, performing good deeds, and it will happen naturally. You don't have to know Kundalini, Christos, or Mayat. If you living, doing, and being right, it's going to happen on its own. So that's why sometimes people get awakened and don't know how or why it happened because they just doing the right thing. They didn't know what they was walking into, and some people it freaks them out. When it happened to me, I just feel like skyrockets was just going off in my head. I didn't know what was going on. So the awakening is real. Okay, when it's the third eye awakening, you're going to see and experience some different things. So that's how you know. I can't do that for you. You have to make that happen for yourself. That's the work that you put in because I put in my work. I had that experience. You can too. That's my point. As a right thinking master, I want all my right thinkers to have that experience, awakening up the pineal gland, pushing that Kundalini rising up to the sixth chakra on the chakra scale. It's the same concept, it's the same thing, but put it different and you can understand it from a different perspective. I did. Now let's go. When your third eye open, you become a spiritually enlightened being, aka God in the flesh. Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool. Yeah, yeah. You say Jesus Christ was God in the flesh, but or okay, but he was just a spiritually enlightened being, like all my right thinkers aspire to do, like I am. No disrespect to Jesus, but I want to be a Harulite. That's the original Son of God, Christ-like, who was resurrected to do what? Defeat the enemy of his Father, which is what? Your ego. Your enemy is not out there. Your enemy is in here. That's the whole understanding of getting enlightened, knowing yourself. Most of us are ignorant who we are, so we suffer. We do dumb things and we go through life mimicking and doing stuff that we don't really know what we're doing. But there's a price to pay for that too. Another lesson. It's called judgment. All right, here you go. So the question is, well, what is spiritual? Oh, wait, I ain't finished. No, no disrespect to her. I did that. Okay, really, I did all that. Now, the next one. What is spiritual vision? hmm If you have to ask that question, it's obvious you don't know. So maybe I can enlighten you and teach you if that's your question. The spiritual eye, aka the third eye, I wear it for the purpose, sees, watch this, the third eye sees reality for what it is, so you can deal with it for what it is. My name, P Funk. P pure. Funk is real. So I'm a real dude. My third eye being open, my vision becomes a lot keener. I had third eye awakening and didn't know it. Wow, when I was there running the streets, I mastered seeing, recognizing friend and foe in a heartbeat. I knew by the way you walk, by the way you talk, if you was one of them, one of us. So again, third eye vision worked and didn't have a clue what it was, but I used it, I manifested it, and it worked for me. I never sold to an undercover. I'm just saying. Okay, watch this. Now, you don't have to be a psychic to have spiritual vision. Just know spiritual truths, aka know thyself. With spiritual vision, you can see other people's spiritual concept. They call it the aura, whatever it is, how you want to look at it. But spirit has a vibration that it operates at. People with low vibration, nasty, disrespectful, okay, ignorant, most of the people. But people who are spiritually enlightened, upbeat, happy, go lucky, comfortable in their position, happy with themselves. If you think the world gonna make you happy, you're gonna have problems. That's the roller coaster ride. It's gonna take you up and down. Whereas you want to smooth it out like my man Horace. He's a flatliner dude. He don't get up, he don't get down. That's hard to do. I admire people who can maintain that. My thing is to maintain my cool. I ain't gonna go too far up, but I ain't gonna get too far down. But I got a little hump in my stuff, so okay. Flatline is a good thing though. That means you have self-control. Dispassion. Watch this. Now, I know a lot of religious people. Most people I know are religious, one way or another, but I know very few spiritual people. Because you're religious don't make you spiritual, and understand that I'm a spiritual being having a human experience, and I only recognize my spiritual beings who understand or aka know themselves to be that. I leave a phrase, my equals, I will debate. Everybody else, I'm trying to teach. And I'm a student because I got people who I learn from. So yeah, I don't debate my teachers. I learn from them. With spiritual vision, you see the real person's spirit, aka the aura. And you can see if it's good or bad. Why? It will manifest itself in how they act and what they do. I tell you, when they say this and what they do don't match that, There's an imbalance. There's something's wrong there. So they're pretty much hiding something or lying to you. Simple as that. Honesty, truth is even across the board. Flat line. See? Watch this. Now, with spiritual vision, okay, you are seeing when and what they say don't match what they do. Again, I give them the scales. If they're saying this and they're doing this and it ain't on point, leave them alone. Why? Because they're not telling you the truth. They're not honest. Why? Because what they say don't match what they do. That's why. Simple. You need to be careful to deal with them kind of people and to recognize them for who they are. Now, the next one is learning and living what? Spiritual truths will do what? Give you inner vision. When you start to know yourself, why? Through reflection, self-reflection, meditation gets you to know you. I'm a practicing yogi. My man said it best, my man, Brother Sanchez. Prayer, you're talking to God. And if God knows your heart, know everything, why are you talking to him? I'm a meditation man. I listen to God. Try it. He know your thoughts. He know your heart. So ain't nothing you can tell him verbally out loud or I pray internal. So I'm my thoughts. If he can read them, then he's receiving the message that I'm giving him. I don't have to verbally say it. I'm not a corporate prayer. So I'm an internal prayer. So that's the point. But the concept is God should be the one talking. You should be the one listening. Most time we praying because we asking for something. I don't pray. All right, here we go. Where we at? Okay, that's this. Now, I know I'm a spiritual being, and if we can see eye to eye spiritually, I know you're a spiritual being. Real, recognize real. Some people look spiritually familiar. Some people look religiously familiar. It's the difference. Trust me. And I know the difference. Yeah, I tell you, okay, I'm a truth teller, but I also can recognize the truth, and I see a lot of spiritual liars. I got LOL here. I got LOL. I ain't want to say it, but Christians. No offense, but I know a lot of y'all. A lot of y'all don't play fair. Simple as that. So don't pick a. If you a good Christian, that ain't for you. But if you're one of them, yeah, I'm talking to you. And if you're offended, so what? I'm moving on. No offense, but that's my point. I can care less about your feelings. I don't deal in feelings and belief. You got to understand. I got a lesson for that coming up too. All right, here you go. What's this? Women. I don't care about your curves. I don't care about your looks. I don't care about none of your physical characteristics. If I'm going to be interested, it's going to be in your spirit. Everybody like pretty women. Yeah, we all do. I've had that. Right. Listen, I'm married for looks, didn't work. So, and about that with me at this point in my life. So get past that and move on. With spiritual truth, watch this. You will be able to see people for who they really are. So if I had my spiritual truth back then, I would have made them two mistakes. Believe it. I believe that she was the right one. I was so wrong. So trust me, I ain't believing in that deal. Now, living right is what? Living a spiritually disciplined lifestyle. When? Daily. That's what I do in order to teach and enlighten you with what I do to show you. When? Okay, here we go. My old CSF. The CFS stands for cerebral spinal fluid that runs up the spinal cord that lubricates it. That's the oil. That's the grease that keeps the machine running. And fellas, we have a cycle. Just like the one. If that oil, that Christos, the Kundalini, whatever you want to call it, it's all the same thing. But some people call it different things, but it's all the same thing. Why? Because once you start living right, doing right, it will rise on its own. You ain't got to do nothing but live right and do right. That's the power of the Kundalini. That's the power of the Christ oil. That's what makes it move. You living, doing, and be righteous. Okay? I taught you about serpent power, Kundalini. Yeah, again, when I learned about the microcosm of the body and what the crystals are about, I got a lesson for that coming up. Got a whole bunch of stuff for you, though. I got a lot of stuff lined up for you. More knowledge. Okay, but watch this. The cerebral spinal fluid, when it reaches the sixth level of the chakra, aka third eye or pineal gland, you will be able to, like a man say, I can see clearly now. Why? The ignorance is gone. With knowledge, everything clears up. Now you can see, aka clairvoyance. You can see into the future. You can see into other people's spiritual character. That's what inner vision does. Now, I taught you about the serpent power, Kundalini. It's really another concept of the cerebral spinal fluid from the Egyptian concept. Okay? Hindus got their concept, Indians got their concept. Now, modern man got theirs with the crystals. Okay? The CSF, what it does, it rises up, like I tell you, like the snake. We got the two serpents, Isis and Nephthys. Those are the serpents that are going up to Caduceus of Tahuti. Another lesson. Now, question is, the CFS rise up to your pineal gland, and your vision becomes sharper, like Haru, the falcon, sharpest vision ever. So when you get that concept, your vision gets real sharp. Okay, that's the concept. Now watch this. How do you get your CSF, cerebral spinal fluid, aka Kundalini or serpent power, to rise? I just told you about what? Living Maya or right thinking philosophy. For modern times, ancient times, it was Maya. Now it's right thinking philosophy. Why? Because you're going to discipline yourself spiritually. You're going to control your emotions. You're going to put set in check, and you will become an enlightened being because the Kundalini and the Christos will start to rise. It's all natural, my man. No drugs. Okay. Now, gaining spiritual vision, aka knowing thyself, takes what? Hard work. When? Daily. How long? Years. If you think you can get what I'm giving you in a matter of months or a few, no, you're wrong. I put 35 years in. Well, I've been studying that long, but I've been proficient in it for at least 10 years. So 25 years of studying before I became a teacher. And I'm still a student, but I have mastered an aspect of what I've carved out for myself, aka right thinking, my philosophy, and I'm working it to my best advantage and teaching others to do the same thing. And it's working. Back to lesson. Let me get this thing done. I appreciate you tuning in. I'm excited. Let's go. Let me get this done. Here you go. Now, if you don't reach spiritual enlightenment, it's okay. But it's only going to be because what? Your ego won the fight. You lost against Set. You let your ego personality dictate what you do, and you fell victim to that. And at Judgment Day, that's going to make your heart heavy. Why? Because the ego is greedy. The ego is all the things that's negative and bad. The ego carries those negative things with him. So your heart will be heavy. Conception will be with all that nonsense. Light in the heart. Live right. Do right. Follow your boy. I got you. Last one. Raising your Christos, aka cerebral spinal fluid or Kundalini, is what? Becoming Christos. The book Per Him Haru says it should be the book of becoming Haru, coming forth by day, becoming enlightened, knowing thyself. All those, aka Nihas. Those are things that the ancients lived by, they professed, and they used it for thousands of years successfully as a society. Not one person, not a few thousand, as a group. Something we have yet to even come close to. So let me wrap this up. Again, appreciate you tuning in. All right, here you go. Patience, Haru, the book, again, the Per Him Haru, the book of coming forth by day, teaches you what to do to what? Become Haru. When the third eye shows you your higher self, it's because you have raised your CSF, cerebral spinal fluid, and hit the mark. Ding, 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 ding. You become an enlightened being. I raised my cerebral spinal fluid, aka Kundalini serpent power, to open my third eye years ago. But how I did it was with what? Daily practice of what? My philosophy, aka right thinking philosophy. Pray, meditate, work out. Mind, body, and spirit, the thing that you have to take care of. And when you hit on all three cylinders, you will become a different person, an enlightened being, aka you know yourself. Master right thinker. I practice, watch this, a lifestyle that I've mastered and will be. And the most rewarding part is I can teach others to do the same. And more important, I'm seeing the progress of my students becoming masters of themselves. That's a beautiful thing. All right. Right thinking philosophy teaches you how to what? Raise your kundalini, your cerebral spinal fluid, and gain spiritual vision and become your best self, aka Haru. That's who you want to be. I'll be back. I got more for you. It's getting better. I appreciate you.